Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the ideas that have transformed lives. Today, we're exploring a book that's changed millions of minds and hearts around the world. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. It's part memoir, part philosophical guide, and trust me, it'll make you question everything you thought you knew about finding purpose in life. Frankl wrote this book after surviving the horrors of Nazi concentration camps. It's heavy stuff, but it's also incredibly inspiring. Frankl believed that even in the darkest times, humans have the power to find meaning, and that's what gives us strength to keep going. By the end of this video, you'll understand why finding meaning is so crucial to our well-being, how we can cultivate resilience in the face of suffering, and why Viktor Frankl's message is more relevant today than ever. Ready to uncover some powerful wisdom? Let's get started. Frankl begins by acknowledging the harsh reality of suffering. Let's face it, life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. We all experience hardships, though hopefully not on the scale that Frankl did. He spent years in concentration camps, enduring unimaginable suffering. And yet, he noticed something fascinating. Those who survived weren't necessarily the strongest physically. They were the ones who had a purpose, a reason to keep going. Think of life's challenges like waves in the ocean. You can't stop the waves, but if you find something to hold on to, a life jacket, a surfboard, or even a piece of driftwood, you're more likely to keep your head above water. For Frankl, that driftwood was the search for meaning. Frankl observed that when people lost hope, they also lost the will to survive. But when they had something to live for, whether it was reuniting with loved ones or fulfilling a personal mission, they found inner strength even in the face of despair. The takeaway here? Suffering is an inevitable part of life. But having a purpose can turn that suffering into something meaningful, something we can endure and even grow from. So, how do we find meaning? Frankl suggests three main pathways: through work, through relationships, and through how we approach suffering itself. Let's break these down one by one. First up, finding meaning through work. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean your day job. It could be any creative pursuit or task that gives you a sense of purpose. Think of it like planting a garden. The effort you put into nurturing something can bring you a deep sense of satisfaction. Next, relationships. Frankl believed that love is one of the most powerful sources of meaning. When you care deeply for someone, family, friends, a partner, it gives you a reason to get up in the morning. Even the memory of a loved one can be a powerful motivator. And finally, meaning through suffering. This is the tough one. Frankl argues that when suffering is unavoidable, we can find meaning in how we respond to it. Imagine a boulder blocking your path. You can sit and complain, or you can find a way around it, even if it's challenging. Sometimes, it's the struggle itself that shapes our character. Frankl's point is that meaning isn't one size fits all. You can find it in your work, in your relationships, or even in how you face life's hardships. Meaning is everywhere. You just have to be open to finding it. One of the most empowering ideas in man's search for meaning is the idea that, no matter how dire our circumstances, we always have a choice. Frankl realized that while he couldn't control the brutality of the concentration camps, he could control his attitude toward it. Imagine you're in a traffic jam. You can't control the cars around you, but you can control whether you sit there fuming or listen to a podcast and make the best of it. Frankl teaches us that in every situation, no matter how bleak, we have the power to choose our response. He calls this the last of the human freedoms, the ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. This means that even when we feel trapped or powerless, we can still find freedom in our minds. Frankl's message is clear. Life doesn't have to be perfect for us to be at peace. By choosing our attitude, we take back our power and become the authors of our own story. Frankl's experiences led him to develop a form of therapy called Logotherapy, which literally means healing through meaning. The goal of logotherapy isn't to solve all your problems, but to help you find meaning in them. Think of it like finding a silver lining in a cloudy sky. Logotherapy is based on the idea that life asks something of us, and our task is to respond to it. It's not about what we expect from life, but what life expects from us. Imagine life as a teacher giving you assignments. Each challenge, each joy, and each hardship is an opportunity to respond meaningfully. In practical terms, logotherapy encourages us to ask, what is life asking of me right now? This could mean helping others, contributing to something bigger than ourselves, or simply finding strength in our struggles. The beauty of logotherapy is that it reminds us we're active participants in our own lives. Instead of feeling like victims of circumstance, we realize we have a role to play. Each day, each moment, we have a chance to find meaning in what we do. One of the deeper themes in man's search for meaning is the acceptance of life's transience. Frankl urges us to see life's impermanence not as a reason for despair, but as a call to live fully. After all, we're not here forever, so why not make each moment count? Think of life like a flower that blooms for a season. Its beauty is heightened because we know it won't last forever. Similarly, understanding that our time is limited can inspire us to live with purpose and gratitude. Frankl suggests that instead of fearing death, we should embrace life. Each day, each experience is a gift. Imagine you're at a concert, and it's the last song. Knowing it's about to end makes you listen more closely, appreciate it more deeply. By acknowledging life's transience, we stop taking it for granted. We cherish our relationships, seize opportunities, and find meaning in the little things. Frankl teaches us that the brevity of life can be a source of strength and motivation. Frankl's ultimate message is one of freedom, not the freedom to avoid suffering, but the freedom to find meaning in it. No matter what life throws at us, we can find purpose and strength by looking within. Frankl calls this the ultimate freedom, the ability to create meaning from any situation. Imagine you're a sculptor, and life hands you a rough block of stone. You can't change the stone, but you can choose what to carve from it. You can shape your experiences into something beautiful, even if the material is tough. Frankl teaches us that we're all sculptors of our own lives. While we can't control every circumstance, we can choose what to make of them. By embracing this freedom, we become creators rather than victims. The power to create meaning is within all of us, no matter where we are or what we're facing. This, Frankl argues, is what makes us truly human. So what can we take away from man's search for meaning? First, suffering is inevitable, but we can endure it by finding purpose in it. Second, meaning can be found through work, relationships, and even in our response to hardship. Third, we always have the freedom to choose our attitude, even in the worst of situations. Frankl's message is timeless. Life doesn't need to be easy for it to be meaningful. By accepting life's challenges and finding meaning in our struggles, we become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. If you found this video inspiring, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who could use a dose of purpose, and don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Remember, the power to find meaning is already within you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.